Hello everyone, Daenerys here, bringing you a guide for Morchok on 10-man normal Dragon Soul. Specifically for Molten WoW Sargeras. In terms of raid composition, you want to have 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 6 DPS. However, of course, the fight is doable with only 1 tank and 1 beefy plater. Now, in terms of tactics, the boss has 4 main abilities which you really want to watch out for. The first one is Stomp, which splits the damage between all 10 players within 25 yards. It's going to deal 750k damage, split between 10 players, which means that it's going to deal 75k damage to every single player. It's very crucial that every single person is within 25 yards of the boss in order to minimize the damage done to each player and essentially reduce the risk of someone dying. This ability will also deal a double portion of the damage to the 2 targets that are closest to the boss, which is why you either need 2 tanks or 1 tank with 1 quite beefy plater to stand near the tank as close as possible to the boss in order to share the damage with him instead of the damage going to someone who is relatively squishy and ends up dying. Whether the ability Crush Armor is going to be a huge threat or not depends on how strong and how geared your tank is. Meaning that if he isn't as geared, then you should get a second tank, an off tank, to taunt the boss off when he gets too many stacks of Crush Armor. The next ability you should watch out for is Resonating Crystal, which is basically a crystal which will spawn on a random spot around the boss every once in a while, which will explode after 12 seconds. Now, for this you want to assign free range DPS for optimal raid performance, as they would still be able to damage the boss while they are dealing with the shard. The closer these 3 people get to the shard, the less damage it will deal to them when it explodes, so you want to get as close as possible without getting out of 25 yards range from the boss, because if he stomps, the damage will be shared between 7 people instead of 10 people and it will deal way more damage to them. Chances are someone is going to die. The last ability Morchok will be using throughout the fight, and which also happens to be the most important ability, is the Earth Consumes You. At this point, he will draw every single player under his feet, and he will deal some slight damage to them while summoning shards. Now, these shards are going to be very important in about 5 seconds, as they will be your main defense against Black Blood of the Earth, which is the last part of this ability, the Earth Consumes You. What Black Blood of the Earth does is that it will spread black AoE on the ground, which will travel away from the boss. However, it will not pass through objects. This includes the giant pillar which we tank him right next to. Basically at this point what the whole raid needs to do is LOS the boss and therefore not stand in the AoE which is on the ground. After he's done casting Black Blood of the Earth, he'll go back to his usual phase and rinse and repeat. Thank you for watching this Eternal Raiders Guild Guide to Morchok on 10-man normal Molten WoW Sargeras. Peace out.
Staying alive.
Hit salt.
Well, I'm not sure what happened, but I dropped in DPS when I popped my cooldowns. Or peek on this bottom.
Because you're fail.
Wow.
Lol.
Told you,
Okay.
ha.
He's gonna die. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
No,
fuck off.
it doesn't-
Oh my
it
god.
doesn't- It don't do damage.
I have done the damage.
Oh my.
Oh my.